Hi everyone, it's Pato. Today I thought we'd just do something very simple and just draw together for a bit. I got these tiny canvases that you will see in a second, and I really want to paint them already. So we're gonna do one of them together today and just chat a little about what's been going on, what I've been doing, things that I've been liking. Yeah, I'm just gonna ramble a little bit for a while. You can get yourself anything that you have to do. You can get yourself a cup of tea, a snack, and we can just hang out and create something together if you want to. Alright, so here we are. We've got my tiny little canvas here. I've got a reference page of Unsplash that I think I'm just gonna quickly sketch on here. I do not belong to those brave people who can just draw on a canvas. All I did to the picture was cut it so it would be like rectangular. I just cropped it a little bit. And yeah, I'm just gonna really, it doesn't have to be like perfect, but I just want to have like a few lines to have like a little bit of orientation, to know where stuff has to go. Can you draw? Can you just draw on a canvas? If you do, I'm very jealous of you, because my perfectionist self cannot. Actually, I want to use this today to try and let go of this perfectionism a little bit, because for some reason it's led me to only want to draw like realistic stuff, like photorealism, even though I kind of can do it a little bit, but I'm not very good at it. So I really know that I should let go of that, because it's just an unrealistic standard for me to. Honestly, I'm still getting back into drawing after years of not drawing anything. So to set this kind of standard for myself is it's a little bit stupid, isn't it? So yeah, I've been trying to not do that. But it's hard. I don't know, for some reason, even when I'm like, okay, we're just going to draw this in a very simple way, it does not have to resemble reality at all, and then I still do it, and I'm like, wait, didn't I just tell myself to not do that? And then in the end, I'm disappointed in myself because, surprise, I was not able to draw it perfectly. Okay, so this is where I'm at so far. You have to watch it sideways because I am still unable to film overhead. If you have any suggestions on what I can use to film a proper overhead video, I'd love you to bits, because I don't know, I just keep failing. I'm just gonna get a little piece of cardboard to use as a palette, Alright, let's hope that will be enough. And I also want to limit my palette a little bit. And I think I'm only gonna use these with black and white. And maybe I'll need some brown, but we'll see about that. Well, this is not very limited after all, but look, no red. Which I won't need in this anyway. These colors are literally like I found them randomly in my art box thing, basically where I keep all of my art utensils, and they work fine. So this just goes as an example that you don't always need the finest art materials. You do not have to wait until you can afford the best acrylics or the best gouache, whatever, until you can start drawing. I might put a tiny bit of yellow into that. Just a tiny bit, just to lighten it. Yeah, we're just gonna start with this one. I just want to put down the base colors of all the blobs that are the mountains and the field that you see in the foreground. And I just want to first go in and just block out those shapes. And I hope that this will turn out the way I imagine it will. But even if not, you know, failure is important and it will be a learning experience. I always paint the sides. I can't stand it when canvases are not painted on the side. It just looks weird to me. Anyway, how have you been doing? What have you been up to? In Germany, we're back in a severe lockdown. We can only see one other person that is not in our household. Like at a time. You can see like different people, but like only one at a time. But that's okay. If 2020 has done anything good to me, it's that it's got me back into reading for fun. I've been reading so much more. Ever since, I think I've mentioned this before in a video, but ever since I started uni, I kind of stopped reading for fun, because I've always had to read so much for uni. So I was at the end of the day, I was done with reading. I didn't want to pick up yet another book. So I just stopped, and that was actually pretty sad. Because reading used to be like my thing. Like as a child, I would mostly get in trouble for, well, not getting like in real trouble. I think my mom actually liked to see that I loved reading so much, but like I stayed up until like way after bedtime, secretly reading, and I would listen to hear whenever my mom would come up the stairs to like check if we were already sleeping before she went to bed. And I would like read and always listen if I heard steps on the stairs, and then when I heard them I would like really quickly turn off the lights she later told me that she always realized that I had not been sleeping, especially because my lamp got really hot, so she basically just had to check if the lamp was hot. But yeah, that just disappeared once I entered uni, and last year I finally started reading again. And I also got so many books for Christmas because I wished for them. Because I don't know where I found this new motivation, because to be honest, in the degree that I'm doing right now, I have to read way more than I had to for my first degree. But for some reason, it's fine this time. I don't know. Anyway, I just finished a book called 1Q84. I always say it like that. I'm always wondering if that's how the author wanted it to be pronounced. The author is Haruki Murakami, by the way. He is pretty... that was too much yellow. He's a pretty famous... I guess you might know him if you're into books. He's pretty famous Japanese author. And yeah, this is one of the better known series from him, I think. There are 3 books. I read all 3 of them over the course of last year. And yeah, I heard another YouTuber talk about it recently. Was it many smalls? She said that she didn't really like it because like nothing really happens, and she only read the first book, which I have to be honest, I get it. I get what she means. If you only read the first book, you're not gonna like it, because basically nothing happens in the first one. Which you could say, like, okay, is it that good then? When like you have to wait for the second book for anything to actually like happen. Well, it's not like nothing happens in the first book, but like there are 2 main characters, Tengo and Almame, and they don't even meet in the first one. So yeah, you can do with that whatever you want. I think I got lucky. Oh, I need a smaller brush for this. I think I got lucky because I got it as paperback, and in that edition the first and the second book were like in one paperback book, and that's what basically kept me going. Because after the first book I was like, wait, they didn't even meet? Well, good thing I got the second one right here, and then I continued reading. So that was good, I guess. But I'm not sure if I would have done that had I not had both of the books in like one edition. Okay, thinking about what to do now. I guess we're gonna put a little bit more of this green in here. Should I don't know what to do. The main problem I always have with drawing is that I'm always like doubting if the order in which I'm painting things is the right one. That was too much brown. Yeah. If you can't tell, I'm not the greatest at mixing paint. And I always underestimate the power of dark colors. Like this is terrible. What the fuck? Let's just mix all of it. This looks disgusting. More green, I guess. More green. And a tiny bit of blue. Where was I? Yeah, I was talking about 1Q84. So yeah, the two main characters. Oh, spoiler alert! They don't even meet in the first book. So if you do not like slow burn, this is not for you. If you like slow burn, this is the book for you. It's the slowest slow burn I have ever experienced. And I do have to say, I quite enjoyed it, especially the third one. The third one was arguably the best. This is not that color at all. I have no idea how to write with that color. I'm just gonna keep trying and talk about this book. What I liked about the book the most, more than the slow burn, definitely, was how grey all of the characters were. Like, there was even the good ones, you know, if you want to make that distinction, were, you know, they weren't perfect. Not at all. They all had like made mistakes and done like not so great things. All of them. Even the main characters, even the bad ones had done like, you know, they weren't just inherently bad people. So, well, they had done some pretty fucked up stuff. But they were grayer than than the baddies in the most books that I read. So I really liked that. Okay, I think I can work with this one. It's not perfect, but I'm gonna just have to darken that spot later. That might be the best thing to do anyway. So yeah, that grayness of the characters, they were all so complex. Like, even the bad ones, you learned so much about them. It wasn't just like, they're the bad ones, that's all you have to know. And yeah, it was a very interesting book. I can safely say I've never read anything like it. And oh, also, if you don't like when at the end of the book every secret is revealed and you now know how everything worked, this is also not for you. Because, yeah, you do not get to know everything. You do not get to know how everything came the way it came. Absolutely not. There are a lot of things that are left unclear, and I kind of like that, because like everyone can just make their own story and think about how they think about how everything fits together. And like, we actually discussed this in a lecture of mine this week, about that text is not a finished product, it's a process. And everyone who reads it contributes to that process. A text only comes into fruition when someone reads it. Which I like that way of thinking, because like, what's the use of a text if nobody reads it, you know? Like, you need a reader for a text to make sense. And in that book, he definitely leaves a lot of things up to interpretation. And you need to accept a lot of stuff in the beginning. And I know that some people are really not good at like just accepting things. I'm pretty good at that, like with movies and stuff. I like when I have no idea what's happening at first, and then later on I go like, ah, that's why. But I know a lot of people who can't do that at all. They're like, what the fuck is this? Why is this happening? This makes no sense at all. And I'm like, oh, just wait, it might make sense later. Anyway, if you like slow burn, and if you like grey characters, I think this book could be for you. I feel like I'm fucking up, but hope. Just gotta keep trying. Oh, also, please don't judge my techniques. I'm up for constructive criticism and tips. Please leave those in the comments. But I'm basically reteaching myself how to do this stuff. So like, please be nice. I'm trying my best. Trying my best over here. Okay, I need more blue. And at least I still know how to give that effect that it like fades in the background. Basically, you just add more and more blue, because if you ever noticed, if you look far away, the farther you look, the bluer everything gets. At least I remember some stuff from art class in high school. Also, I'm not trying to perfectly... I don't know if that came clear with my monologue about trying to not draw realistic anymore. In the beginning, but like, I'm not trying to depict my reference picture perfectly. Not at all. It's just a reference, and then I can do whatever I want with it, I guess. So like especially the shapes of the mountains will not be perfectly accurate, and that's okay. I'm also a little under time pressure here. Oops, I hope you can even see that. I'm painting the sides. Because I only gave myself like half an hour to finish this. And we already are halfway through. Which is a little worrying, considering I haven't even blocked out everything yet. And I at least want to add like some detail. Okay. And now even more blue. My camera is also bugging me so much, I can't even tell you. She just randomly stops recording, and usually she used to do that like after half an hour, like as a safe mechanism, I guess, but like now she's doing it even earlier for some reason. I don't know why, and I don't know how to stop it, and that makes me furious. But oh well. Gotta make the stuff we have work, I guess. back to my little talk about books earlier. I mentioned that I got a lot of books for Christmas, which I was very happy about. My brother got me The Midnight Library by Haig. I hope I pronounced his name correctly. I'm so happy about it. I've read The Humans which is also a book by him, and I loved it. Gave it to my boyfriend, he loved it too. So yeah, I have high hopes for this one. I have yet to start it because I just finished another book, another German book though, that I've been reading. Now I get to choose a new one. But yeah, my brother's mom gave me his mom and dad, his parents gave me 3 books for Christmas, which I was so ecstatic about. They just kept coming, I was so happy. I got Norwegian Wood which is also by Haruki Murakami. Just like 1Q84. Why don't you just stick there? Please, I just want to have a nice clean edge here. Well, it's not happening. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, I got that book from them. And also Breasts and Eggs by Meiko Kawakami. I've not heard of this book before, and I'm very curious to see what it's about. I couldn't even tell you the synopsis right now. I read through it when I first got the book, and when I got it on Christmas, but I forgot about it again. And then I got a completely different book that is called How to Do Things with Words, and it's by J.L. Austin. It's basically a book about language, how we produce language, and it's a collection of the lectures that J.L. Austin gave about this topic. And the teacher I had in linguistics in the first semester recommended this book, and the title sounded too intriguing. So I've had it on my wish list, and my boyfriend also thought that the title was very interesting. So yeah, his parents got it for me for Christmas, which I was very happy about. Guess I'm just gonna do the sky like this. Nah, it's too blue. I need more white. But yeah, I've not tapped into any of these books because I've been reading a German one. But I finished that now, so now I get to choose a new one. Oh, and my parents also got me a book. Basically, it's a graphic novel. It's The Complete Persepolis. I have no idea how to say it. And it's, now I'm gonna butcher her name, Marjane. Wait, gotta look it up in my notes. Marjane Satrapi. Satrapi. I'm so sorry. Anyway, it's a collection of her memories of growing up in... Let me look it up so I don't tell you wrong things. It's basically a collection of her memories of growing up in Iran and then being sent to Austria by her parents to keep her safe. And yeah, it's very... Oof. It was not... Like, at some point I really had to, like, I had to stop and, like, it's like, okay, you can't just read this and go on. You have to sit with this for a second. But it was a very, very interesting book. And very beautifully drawn as well. And, like, one of my, I guess you could say, New Year's resolutions was that I want to look at art more. And I want to look at art more consciously. Like, not, I don't only want to look at art and be like, oh, that's pretty. Like, of course you couldn't look that way at art. But I want to look at it and be like, oh, that's pretty. Now, why is it pretty? How did they make that look? How did they draw it so it looks good? And hopefully that will help me improve my own style and my own drawing. And I've been doing that with this graphic novel because her style is very different from mine. Or, like, I've tried, I don't think I even have an art style yet. But, like, I've tried drawing like her. Or drawing in that kind of very simplistic style. But I can't do it. Until, at least not yet. Because, I don't know. I blame it on my perfectionism again. Because, like, I'm trying to draw people, like, not perfectly accurate, you know? But, like, then my hand is like, but it does, not only does it not look perfectly accurate, it doesn't look like a human at all. That's not aesthetic, that just looks like you can't draw a human and you tried it anyway. I mean, I can draw humans very well, to be completely honest with you. I can do faces, but bodies is just... And I can't even do faces that well, to be completely honest. I guess I'm pretty good at drawing flowers. And I drew a bird yesterday as I was preparing for this video and trying to find a picture that I want to draw, and, like, I did a little... I tried it first, like, on normal paper, so just to see if I'm even able to draw this scene. But, like, as I was searching for a picture, I saw this picture of a bird, and I just was like, I want to draw you. So I did. And he turned out pretty well. Whoa, wait. I'm starting to like this guy. I'm very happy right now. So yeah, I drew that bird, and I just did it, you know. And he turned out so much better than I thought he would. I was so proud of myself. That was unreal to me. It's like, I did not think any of it, and it just happened, and it looks kind of good. What? So yeah, I was very proud of myself. Okay, now I'm just... am I really gonna... Guess I can't use too much. How do you draw fog, folks? How do you do it? I should have looked at the tutorial of how to draw fog before starting this, huh? Yeah, this was terrible. This was a terrible mistake. Okay, let's try and... Yeah, that could work. Just going to... There's like this very tight cloud here. Didn't I say I don't want to draw this exactly? Well, whatever. I want to draw this cloud in there. This is a detail that I want to keep. Because it adds dimension, okay? It adds dimension. Okay, now I need one of these back. Because I need to draw in these trees. Like I'm trying to already draw them in the shape of trees, you know, also with my brush strokes, because you will be able to see this later. Okay. So where was I? Oh yes, looking at art differently. There's so many, usually the artists I follow, most of them don't do photorealism, to be honest. Like, some of them do, or they draw kind of realistic. But I also love the ones that just put things in, like, very simple shapes and make it look good. I'm like, how did you make this look good? I could never make this look good, and you just went ahead and did it. How? Yeah. I'm just continuing with what I've got, honestly. How are we going to... Trying to add detail now. Wait, I should probably first do the halfway, but now I've started this already. So whatever. Let's see. Art should be fun, you know? Even though this definitely won't turn out perfectly, I will be able to say, yeah, but I had a lot of fun doing it. I learned some stuff as I did it. Whoa! So... was it really a mistake to do it? Were there really any mistakes if I, learned something? Like, that sentence didn't make sense, but you know what I mean, you know? You know. I hope you know. Alright. Now let's try this. Well, come on. Will water help in this case? Because I've saved a lot of these kind of drawings that I did with water. I feel like it will. It might. Let me look at you. Yeah, this is okay. This is fine. Could have gone worse. Oh, if you're doing anything while you're watching this, please tell me what you're doing in the comments. I'm curious. Because I love watching these kind of videos as I'm painting, or even as I'm doing stuff for uni, because I like having like the presence of another person. It's almost like, okay, we're working together. And especially right now, when we can't have real study buddies, painting buddies, whatever, I think this is very useful. I'm honestly curious about all the studies that will be made in the future about this crazy time. Like how our society will change because of this. Very curious about this already. Alright. What are we gonna do next? I need to draw in fog so I can draw in more detail in the background. So I guess I will do that. I always forget that the sides are wet too, even though I went on about wanting to draw the sides earlier. This was once again too much color. Great. I should have drawn in the fog first. Oh, it's okay. I think then we need and also yes, I am aware that this will probably kill this brush, which is probably stupid of me because this is one of the more expensive ones, but honestly all of these brushes have seen better times, like except for this one. I've had all of these brushes for ages, basically since my school days. Which, once again, if you want to do art and you're like, but I don't have the material for it, think again. You probably actually have the material for it. And you can just use whatever material you have. You don't need anything special. If you don't have paint right now, you can just start with colored pencil, and hey, maybe this will become your favorite medium one day because that's what you started with. Can I even give art recommendations? Let's be honest, but like, this is just something that I really believe in. Like, gatekeeping art is just, I don't like to see it. You probably don't either. I'm thinking about how to add more to this. I think the first step will be drawing in the pathway. I did not mix enough of this color to be able to draw it. it's not. No. I'm like, okay, we need a steady hand now. And my hand's like, ugh. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. Come on, I wanted like a small line. Why did you give me a big line? Actually, when I bought this brush, I asked the dude for like the smallest brush they have, and he was like, that's the smallest one, and I'm like, what? But to his defense, it was like a stationery shop and not a like artist supply shop, because for some reason I don't have any of those like close to me, which is a pain, because, well, right now all the shops are closed anyway, but like even if they were open, I would have to go. I would either have to order it online, and I'm like, I like to feel brushes when I buy them, so I'd rather like just go into a store and buy it there. But if I want to do that, I need to go all the way to Munich, which usually I do that daily, but like because my university is there, but like right now I don't, because university is online, which is honestly like such a pain. Or to be completely honest with you, right now I don't mind it at all, because it's winter time. Outside is so much snow, and when I go to uni I have to drive to the station and then go by train. For some reason, the folks who are responsible for keeping everything, you know, clean, and like the roads and the railways where the train goes, they seem to forget every year that like in Germany you get winter like with snow and stuff, and every year we have chaos again, and they're like, yeah, it's because it's been snowing so much, and I'm like, yeah, but you know, they told us that it would be snowing for the past week. You should have known. So yeah, just things like that. And then I'm kind of glad, to be honest, that I don't have to deal with that right now. But in the summer, I really like going to uni in the summer. So like right behind our university is like this really cool boba place. And my friend from uni and I will love going there. And like in the winter, we had our first semester of this degree together, when, you know, we could still go outside and not be afraid that we're gonna die. And we constantly went to that boba place, and we were like, oh my god, once it's, you know, warmer again, we're gonna be able to come here so much more often, and it's gonna be so much nicer because it's gonna be warm and we can just drink it with ice, and it's gonna be so great. And then the Rona came and was like, you had plans for this? Yeah. I do not think so. And basically everything's been stalled. Everything except this education we need, of course. I'm trying to add like a little bit more depth to the trees and everything. Just by adding some lighter color. But you can't even really see it, so I think I'm gonna mix some yellow to that. Hello? Come through. Now you can see it. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to be able to see that these are like trees and not just a block of green color. I'm gonna do this to some of these trees too. Does this help? No. This is hard. Painting is hard, guys. If you can't do it well the first time, don't be discouraged. Try again. I need to use this right now, so that's what I'm telling you. You know, that's how this works. I think I also need to yes, that's better. Wait, you know what? Gonna use, yeah, the big one to mix this together and maybe create some sort of gradient to make this look interesting. See, the good thing about canvas is that they, I couldn't do this on paper working with this much before, well, except for watercolor paper, but I do not have that. So now I can just experiment. Yes, that looks a lot better. I like that. Alright, I think I might add a little bit of this, or maybe not, I don't know. Like this, yeah. Okay, and now I'm just, I think we're nearing the end. Took me almost an hour and not half an hour as I had anticipated, but that's okay. Just need a little bit of this kind of color to draw some interesting shapes here. So, because this pathway is really, there's so much growing in there. I really like that. So I want to resemble it in my painting. But, too much. This maybe. And then just need more of this color to make this line here not look so not so clean. Like there's stuff growing over here. I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought it would turn out just a little bit better than this. Like, I'm not perfectly happy with how this turned out, but that's okay. Maybe I can, you know, make it a little better off camera, but for now, this is our end result. I'm gonna show you close up. So this is what we ended up with. I tried my very best. So this concludes our little drawing session. I think it turned out alright. I'm not 100% happy with it, but it could have turned out much worse too. So let's be happy with what we got. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video today. If you did so, maybe consider giving this a thumbs up and subscribing too. I'm planning on making more of these types of videos because I very much enjoy making them. It gives me an excuse to create, and I just like rambling along as I do things anyway. So if you like this type of content, please subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a nice day. Goodbye.